Alright, what is going on, everybody? It is Nick, also known as Born Gamer, and I'm starting up a little bit of a new series here. I've teased it in the past, but this is Templar Tactics. I'm not going to go by episodes, I'm just going to go by topics, so I figure I'd go with something that I know, like the back of my hand, and that's disguise. I've been using disguise ever since Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and I just have a really good feel for how this ability works. So for all of you that are new to the game, you might not be sure how to fully utilize the disguise ability, but I'm here to, help iron out all the wrinkles. So without further ado, I finally I pulled up the little customization chart that they have in the game. As you can see, the duration's pretty straightforward. You can either be 15, 17 and a half, or 20 seconds long. The cooldown's obviously very, self-explanatory. Again, it can be 60 seconds, 55, or 50 seconds. The one thing that some people may be confused about is the exposure time. And at first, I used to think exposure time dealt with when you pop disguise and when it turned off, but it actually only affects when it is that you turn on your disguise, aka the little light or the little animation that you go through when you press the ability button. So I decided I'd demonstrate between the very lowest, the uncrafted, and the all the way highest. Alright, so here I just went to a training mode and I decided I'd pop my disguise without any of the cooldown affected. So as you can see, it's a very slow process. It kind of like morphs into the other one. But once you see that I switch over to the other one, and just to be safe, I showed you guys what happens when I crafted all the way up there. So yeah, once you do go into a training mode, or any mode for that matter, and then you throw on the fully crafted effect, you will see that instant. It's really, really not useful, guys. I'm just gonna be completely and honest with you. Really not much of a point to that. So if I do have any suggestions for using disguise, I would definitely go with the cooldowns I have preset, which is a little bit longer. You don't really need full 20 seconds. Normally you can get the job done before that. Like I said, exposure time, don't really worry about it. Just use it behind cover. Just make sure nobody sees you. Make sure that you're alone. And in terms of cooldown, I just threw it down 1. It really is kind of up to you. It's a really flexible ability. Even uncrafted, it's pretty solid. A lot of you are going to recognize this next clip is from the ABCs of AC3 Episode 4, and this is when I use disguise with poison, which is, I think, the most boss way to use disguise. It's just an awesome way to humiliate your enemy. So you're gonna see that I spawn in here and immediately I see my targets in my line of sight. So I decide that, alright, she's walking around the corner, I have a fresh set of abilities, so right as soon as she comes around the corner, I'm going to maximize the time I get my disguise by popping it just as I walk around that corner. And here she is distracted with her target, so I decided to drop a little poison on her. I probably could have gone for more, but I heard a little bit of whispers, and unfortunately here I got a little bit overexcited, and I would have got that stun under any other circumstances if I wasn't being a little bit more impatient. So you can see that the disguise would have gotten me an offensive and defensive streak. Moving on to the next clip I have here is another spawn clip. I spawn and see my targets in my line of sight right away, and afraid that he's going to see me walking toward him because Virginia Plantation is a very wide open map. I pop my disguise just as I'm walking around the corner. He's focused on his target, so I drop a nice little poison on him, and I could have gone for a little bit more points there, but I was afraid he might have caught on to me because I walked across those bushes. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe picked up a couple of tips on disguise. If you have any more suggestions for me, any abilities you'd like me to go over, or possibly any techniques, I'm thinking grab kill, I'm thinking acro kills, I'm thinking all those crazy things in the future, don't be afraid to leave them down in the comments below. I'm Nick, also known as Born Gamer, and I'm out.